So we are going to graph another sine curve that has transformations in it. We're going to start with the amplitude. So the amplitude of this problem, I'm taking the absolute value of A would be 2. 2 above the center line distance and 2 below. The period length, I'm going to take 2 pi and I'm going to divide it by B. In this problem, let's come up here and say A is 2, B is 1/2, C is 1 pi, and D is positive 3. So when I take 2 pi and divide it by 1/2, please grab a calculator, making sure that 1/2, if you use the fraction form, is in parentheses. 2 pi divided by 1/2 is an answer of 4. Attach the pi back on. Center line. Center line can be achieved by taking y and setting it equal to, take y and set it equal to d. So y is equal to positive 3. What does that mean? And I'm not going to write down vertical shift, but what does it mean if it's a positive 3 instead of the last problem, which was a negative 5? It means we are, okay, and I'm just going to make arrow up, shifting up 3 units. Maximum value and minimum value. Okay, to get that, you take whatever your amplitude is, you first write down whatever your center line is, so it's 3. And I'm going to add for the max and subtract for the min. So 3 plus 2 is an answer of 5, and 3 minus 2 is an answer of positive 1. Increments. Going to take the period length. For this problem, it's 4 pi. Always, always, always divide by 4. 4 to pi divided by 4, they cancel out, and we get an answer of 1 pi for the increments to go from 0 to step 1 to step 2 and so on. Okay, phase shift. You guys think of this as a horizontal shift. Your phase shift. So your phase shift is you're going to take C and divide it by B. So I'm taking 1 pi and dividing it by 1/2. Well, forget about the pi this time. Forget about the pi. And instead, let's just take 1 divided by 1/2. 1 divided by 1/2 in parentheses is an answer of 2. Attach the pi back on. So 2 pi. Now we need to determine, is that 2 pi, are we moving it to the left or are we moving it to the right? So let's take right now for the starting point, and let's take what is in parentheses for this problem. It is 1/2 x plus 1 pi equals 0. Please isolate the x. Because this answer is a negative 2 pi, I'm going to come back to the phase shift, which is the horizontal shift, and I'm going to write shift left 2 pi. Shift left 2 pi. Good to go, guys? All right. So I'm going to go to a different piece of paper just so it's easier for me to see here. You don't have to do that. And I'd like you to make just a horizontal line going from 0 to 4. So here's 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Please make sure that they're equal distance apart. We've just determined our starting point is negative 2 pi. It's negative 2 pi as our starting point. And the increments, look back above, what was each increment? Pi. That means to get from one to the next, you're adding pi. So negative 2 plus 1 pi is an answer of negative 1 pi. plus 1 pi is an answer of 0. Plus 1 pi is 1 pi. And here is 2 pi. Remember, from here to here is our period length, and for this problem we've determined is 4 pi. This is a distance of 4 pi. Also remember, it goes intercept max, intersect min, and intercept. Okay, so I'm going to look up here and kind of follow this. So I'm going to make sure they're even distance apart. This is going to be negative 2 pi, negative 1 pi, 0, 1 pi, and 2 pi. I'm going to identify the center line for this problem. It is the equation y equals 3. Go to where y equals 3. Making your horizontal dotted line to represent the center line. And I come back up here. So at negative 2 pi, I should have an intercept on the center line. At negative 1, I should have a maximum value. Look up above. What is the maximum value for this problem? So go to 5. At 0, I should be at an intercept. At 1, I should be at a minimum. The minimum value for this problem is 1. At 2, I should be back to an intercept. This represents one cycle of this wave. But remember, it is continuous. Like, once again, if we could take a stamp of this, we could stamp it to the right continuously, we could stamp it to the left continuously as well. The domain and the range. The domain and the range. The domain, it runs continuously to the left and right. And the range, it goes down as low as 1 and up as high as positive 5. Now, if I asked you, just for this particular cycle, if I asked you at what x value does this wave turn from increasing to decreasing? What x value does this wave within this one cycle turn from increasing to decreasing? Turn to your partner. At what x value does that happen? It happens at negative 1 pi. Picture yourself running. You're going uphill, uphill, uphill. Oh, you hit the top of the hill, and now you're going downhill. At what x value does the curve change from decreasing to increasing? 1 pi.